Hello everyone and welcome back to the AOR channel for another live stream of the Assetto Corsa League with, well, the second attempt of the pre-season race number 2 for season number 5. I'm Ycoms and as per usual, well, not as per usual, but unfortunately my usual co-commentator Phil is unfortunately not back yet. He will join us midway through the qualifying session, but as a surprise for you, we've got someone else here who should normally race really in this car, but he's at my home for over Easter, so we've got Fizzy here today. Hello.
Hello, I am Fizzy, and yes, he said I am here a little bit, not that unexpectedly, but unusually, I guess we can say. As Chris mentioned, I have signed up as a driver to the league for this season. I did drive in the first pre-season race, wasn't there last week, but clearly I didn't need to be because it wasn't a race, but hopefully we will get some racing tonight.
Yep, definitely. And well, yeah, it's good to have you here. Obviously you will cheer on your teammates, I guess.
Yeah, part of the Stark Industries team with Matt and Erty, so gotta cheer a little bit for them, but I'll try to be relatively unbiased.
Right, well, nothing really changed too much really from last week. We're still gonna drive around the same track. I'm still gonna quickly go through the results of the pre-season test from, well, 2 weeks ago, which was basically, you know, where you can basically see how, well, the drivers stacked up there. It was Laxo who won that particular race ahead of Keith Camilleri and Tom Bridle, and you can see the rest of the top 10 there. Yeah, I mean, pretty dominant win there from Laxo, really what we expect, even though he missed one season. And then if we look at the second race, it was Mr. Alcon, also a Finnish driver, who won that particular race, and we had two rookies, Quinten and Fox, both driving for Condor RSL Competition in second and third, and Laxo got up to 5th from the back of the grid. But yeah, for this season we will have a little bit of a different race format. Obviously, only the top 15 will get reversed for a second race, if we are even gonna have 2 races in a particular night, because, well, today we will have an endurance race.
Yeah, so obviously this season is different, as I said. There's going to be 2 different race formats in one season, so I think it's 4 or 5 of the races, half the races.
Let's bring up the track calendar. You can see that here at the moment. And yeah, we're basically starting with the endurance race around Mugello, hopefully next week, and then we'll have a couple of sprint races. In total then, as you said, more sprint races than endurance races.
Yeah, 6 of the sprints and 4 of the endurances. So yeah, the endurance is obviously the 1 hour single race with more points on offer, and then the sprint races will be the double race format with the 15 top drivers from the first race reversed for the second race, as we mentioned, and as I guess we've gotten kind of used to from previous seasons as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, but here today we will be round Spa, like we attempted to do last week. Definitely very, very cool circuit, and I just have to say it again, like I said last week. Last time we were here and we had an endurance, it was an absolute cracker back in season number 2 in the Formula 3 car it was back then, and it was actually your teammate Matt who won that particular race back then. So it's definitely going to be interesting how he in particular does on this track.
It really did, yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. Spa, obviously a classic track. That's one of the races or the tracks where you want to be good at, because it's such a fun track to drive, and yeah, I think most people, if you ask them, would have that in their at least top 5, maybe 3, and a lot of people probably their favorite track as well. It should be some great racing at this track.
Yep, I definitely agree on that one. We're coming to the end of the practice session. I can tell you just, you know, from basically what we can see here, that Bernard Vella, also one of the rookies, is currently topping the practice session ahead of Keith Camilleri and Laxo. And well, as we said, Matt was 5th, is 5th at the moment. We're coming to the end of the practice session, and we're gonna join as quickly as we can. Actually, let's bring up the screens right now, so we are ready when qualifying goes underway.
Notice Matt's just moving up to 3rd place in practice right at the end of it.
Yep, that's
getting ready.
Definitely, yeah. And obviously, you know, this is obviously the second attempt we are driving this track, so basically all of the drivers who were there last week had basically like 2 weeks, you know, to practice. So we're probably going to see a little bit more competition than we might see really in the in the season later on.
Yeah, obviously depends a bit maybe from driver to driver how much they do as practice for a pre-season race. Not as important, of course, as the races we will have from next week, hopefully onwards. But still, you know, when you have a race ahead of you with competitive drivers around you, you always want to prepare well and do as well as you can.
Yep, definitely. With that, let's go into the qualifying session, as I will try, obviously, as per usual, to get the sound levels correct again, which always takes a little bit of a while, because Assetto Corsa is just not, you know, easy to handle. And if I can switch this scene around as well, you'll be able to see the track. And we got 30 seconds left until we can go on track, basically, with the drivers. Bernard Bella, as we said before, on pole position?
Well,
first in the
practice.
Pole practice, there we go. And Keith Camilleri very, very close behind them. And yeah, I mean, it's not really a surprise to see these two very far up front. Those two were pretty far up front as well in the first pre-season race.
Yeah, Bernard Vella, I must say I haven't really heard of him before. Just coming into this season, a bit of an unknown to me anyway, and yeah, right on the pace, showing very good signs so far in the pre-season. So definitely one to watch out for as the season goes on there. As, the cars are lined up very interestingly in the pit lane.
Right, and here we got our first victim really coming out of the pits. This is Dangerous Ginetta. Going on to his outlap. I'm not sure who else is going to join him. Well, at the moment it's only Dangerous Ginetta, so we will be able to see who is going to join him in this particular quali group. And I think we'll have 6 quali groups once again. Yeah, normally we have 6 quali groups, 6 drivers, if all the drivers are here.
Yeah, I think there were quite a few people missing actually for this one.
Easter,
for whatever reason, it's the Easter weekend, so kind of to be expected. It's the reason I'm not driving.
Yeah. So we got Meekstar, we got Laxo in here, we got Zedian, and we've got David Siska, and we got also Jeff in this particular qualifying group. And I mean, with Laxo already, someone who could challenge for the pole position, so we might see him popping in the time it doesn't really get beaten over the next 30 minutes. We will be here probably, because the qualifying session will obviously be quite long, because long track,
and obviously this format with the different groups will take quite a bit longer. I mean, it's an interesting format really. I don't know how you feel it works for the broadcasting, because obviously, as I said, quite a bit of time for qualifying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think it's interesting because you can like compare laps from cars to car like very, very nicely. Yeah. What is cool about this qualifying format obviously is that every driver has only 1 lap available. Yeah. And yeah, maybe we could you could make the qualifying groups a little bit like larger, but then we would actually see less laps as well. So that's basically the downside of that as well.
It's yeah. I mean, maybe it's as a driver, you know, I find it very interesting. I don't think any other AOR league has this kind of format. And it, as you said, it definitely puts the pressure on when you only got 1 lap and you know you need to perform on that 1 lap, otherwise you're completely screwed for the race, especially of course when it's one race format like today. Yeah, that you know, the qualifying is even more important, because there won't be any reverse grid later on. Depending on this qualifying session, there's 1 lap to you know, give yourself a good start for the race.
Let's go on board then with Dangerous Ginetta for this 1 lap here in qualifying. Phil is unfortunately not here to do a track guide, but I think we will do just fine here at Spa, which is a track obviously everyone knows. Breaking hard into La Sosa for Dangerous Ginetta. Exit out of here is so crucial, because everything in this car will be flat out until you reach basically Le Camp, which is the next braking zone, because on Rouge and Radion, which we're coming up to now, should be easily flat in these kind of cars, because they're not as fast as the Formula 1 cars, for example, and easily easily managed there by Dangerous Ginetta at the end of the first sector.
Indeed, and coming into the relatively heavy braking zone at Le Camp. It's not very slow speed corner. You can kind of throw the car in there a little bit, especially these cars that have a lot of cornering grip. Ginetta's a little bit cautious there, but you flicking the car right and left and right again, and you carry as much speed as possible through that corner as you head down the hill towards the Rivage, which I always forget the name of for some reason. And then luckily the next corner I don't need to forget the name, because it doesn't have a name. It's no name. And taking wow, we completely missed the apex there. Preferably you want to turn in a little bit earlier, hit that apex a little bit better. And of course, Puon, one of the classic corners, one of the corners that always, regardless of what car you are in, I think it's always really fun to drive. A little bit of a lift for Ginetta through here. And then the Fangia chicane is also got by another one.
No, Fangia chicane. I think it's the same.
Again, Ginetta a little bit cautious, a bit of the apex again. This one though, a bit closer. And one kind of 90 degree right-hander to go before entering the third sector.
Yep. Exit out of here, very, very crucial once again, as this is basically the second part of the lap wedge. As you know, we will probably see lots of side-by-side action as we involve basically the next few corners here. Coming up to Blanchimont now, it's going to be easily flat in this car anyway as well. And there we go. Trying to just make the line as short as possible as you're preparing yourself for the bus stop chicane. And this is a very, very tricky chicane, especially in a sim like Assetto Corsa. Very tight approach by Dangerous Ginetta, trying to hit the first apex and the second apex. And yeah, sliding all of the good corner. Yeah, definitely. Coming across the line, Dangerous Ginetta goes provisional pole, obviously, because he was the first time a man to cross the line. 2:25.6.
Slack side on track now.
Yeah, I'm trying to him.
There we go. Okay, no, a bit of a wiggle through the bus stop actually. He doesn't have a timer on his lap.
Yeah, that's always the same. Okay. Don't get confused by this. This is
I'm not used to this overlay.
Yeah. 2:23.4 by Laxo. That's 6/10 though of what we saw in practice. David Siska going into second, and with that, with Zedian crossing the line in fourth. That is the end of the second qualifying group, and I'm trying to find the second one.
Yeah, obviously the groups work that as soon as the first group has started, their laps gone past the pit exit, basically the second group will get called out and so on. So at least we don't lose too much time in between the groups, because the second group starting right away.
Yep. We got Mr. Alcom, we got Quinten, I think I saw later in this group as well, and yeah, we will skip through the drivers once they cross the line here, and yeah, let's see how Mr. Alcom does in comparison. Oh, but that's not the right button. That's the right button to go on board with Mr. Alcom. I think we have lots of cool camera shots really this season once again. It's always a little bit easier to find good camera angles really in the open videos, in my opinion anyway.
It's true. Yeah. You can place it behind the wheel, you can place it on the nose, you can place it in the T-cam, of course, which is probably the most popular view, I would say, at least from a broadcaster's on-board perspective. Yeah. This is a nice view as well. So, Mr. Alcon approaching this corner a little bit more aggressively, I would say, compared to Ginetta.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he is someone who was very, very... Ooh, I was going to say that. Yeah, you don't want to touch the curbs too much, really, in this car. We saw a lot of people having a lot of oversteer, especially in the corner coming up now. The left-hander in No Name. Many people caught the inside curve quite hard and then had huge oversteer moments. Struggled avoiding that very, very nicely with a better exit. But yeah, this is looking like a much more aggressive lap than we saw from Dangerous Ginetta.
Yes, indeed. Throwing it into Puon, hitting the apex nicely there, getting early as possible on the power without understeering off the track, and yeah, can't really fault Mr. Alcom's line at all. Through Puon, as you see the further cars come in, thinking fast behind him as well. As Chris mentioned earlier, 6 cars per group. Through the Fantasy chicane goes Mr. Alcon. It's a bit hard to say really from these off-board shots whether he's taken him well or not, but yeah. Now of course onto the back straight, just about staying within the track limits there. The car behind though was a little bit outside there, it's a bit naughty, but obviously the game as well has a off-track system with warnings that telling you to slow down if the game isn't happy with how you take the corner. Seemingly neither of these have been told to slow down, so it's all good. And Mr. Alcon now preparing himself for the awkward one.
Oh man, we saw so many different approaches into the bus stop last week. Let's see if he's so late on the brakes. He's managing though to open the car up for the second apex. Not that many problems for Mr. Alcon, but still it could have been better for him. He goes provisionally third, so that's definitely not too bad for him.
But Bernard Vella goes past Laxo by 0.3 of a second to take provisional pole.
Yeah, that's definitely very, very crucial for him. And let's see if someone else is still crossing the line. Yeah, there is Fox, the last one who crossed the line in this particular group. I think so anyway. and he goes 7th fastest for the moment.
Yeah, the guy finished 2nd, wasn't it, in the sprint race in the first preseason race? So
Definitely, yeah.
A bit far down there.
So, we've got
go Matt!
We've got both teammates actually. Evan also in this particular qualifying group, but Matt is the first one on track, so we're gonna follow him, I guess.
Okay, I'm feeling the nerves coming in even for me a little bit at the moment, hoping that these guys will. Obviously, there's nothing really at stake at the moment. You know, no team points because it's still pre-season, but you know, you still want these guys to have a good start when you are their teammates. Ooh, that was yeah, interesting line there as a top of rouge for Matt, but clearly pushing hard. Obviously, when you're sitting low down in the cockpit of an open wheel, it can be hard to spot where the curve is at the top there, even though it should be quite easily managed the rouge in these cars with this high grip. Looking from the rear now. Ycoms is getting out of shape there in the middle part, still getting himself lined up quite well for the exit, but that's gonna probably lose him around the 10th, I would imagine.
Yep, definitely. Coming down into Rivage, but I mean, especially like we saw Bernard Vella so fast in the practice session. We haven't seen his lap really, but there's only 2/10 off what he did in practice, and normally we don't see the qualifying times quite matching the practice times really, especially since the grip levels are actually not that different anymore like in previous seasons where close, but I think he just got away with it. I don't think it actually. I think it actually
was close. I mean, it doesn't need to be close there because that should be easily just to turn away from. But
yeah.
It's like you said though. Yeah, I'm not sure it's only the grip levels. Obviously, the grip levels affecting this as well. But when you are in qualifying, there's so much more pressure than when you're in practice, and that's definitely, I would say, that's the biggest reason why the times are usually not significantly, but definitely.
Yep, definitely. Pretty good lap road though for Matt so far. He has had a little bit of his moments, but I guess that's really how it is sometimes in a one-shot qualifying anyway. And he will come now up to the bus stop chicane. Let's see how he does it. Also very late on the brakes there for Matt.
It's turning nicely though. And obviously on the exit looks pretty decent to me.
Up to the line, where goes Matt? He just goes 2nd. He beats Laxo though by
not much. 10th. Okay.
Yeah. And we will try to. There we go. There is Evan.
Oh God, Evan. He didn't have the best first preseason race.
No.
I'm sure he would admit himself as well. Cesar Voima, yeah.
Yeah, Cesar Voima going 4th. Someone who we haven't seen much of really in the first preseason race. Someone who.
Oh no, Evan! For God's sake!
We mentioned how crazy this corner is, the bus stop, and well, it's caught his first victim on camera at least.
And he's still struggling to get it turned around.
And this is Mike Rolander coming around on his out lap, I think that is. Yeah, it's his out lap. He's going to start his lap. Evan is still in the grass there in the background, so I'm not quite sure what's happening.
I think he's having fun trying to get back on track.
Yep. Definitely. So, Mike Rolander, someone who has been so aggressive we saw in the first 2 preseason races. Sometimes it paid off, sometimes it didn't. So let's see how he does in this particular qualifying session. Who else have we got really in this qualifying group? Silver Arrow, and we got Nick Meadow, and there could be Nostra back in the background. Then, as someone has joined the channel, who is that? I wonder.
So I'm just sorry to bother. I'm just checking. Is this the Assetto Corsa commentary box?
It is indeed, Phil. You're very good at guessing today. Are you also good at guessing like who is sitting beside me now?
Well, I can see him. We're in the same commentary box.
Oh God.
But can you see who is sitting beside me? Like
yes.
Next to me. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's
it's
good.
me.
No, not you. The other one. There's another one.
The other one. I know who it is.
There's a ghost in it.
There's a ghost.
Right.
Take him.
We are
Hi, ghost.
Very good commentary on this first half.
We're very professional.
Yep.
So, Phil, we've seen so far Bernard Vella on pole position. He was also leading the practice session, so that's not really a surprise. Apart from that, you just joined really at the right place, I guess.
Well, yeah. Anytime I join is the right place.
Yeah, that's true.
The right place because it's a comfortable.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
All right, let's have a look then. What Mike Rolander is doing here at the end of his lap here, coming up to the bus stop chicane.
He's driving.
He is driving indeed. Where's he going to brake? He's quite late as well. He's doing it very, very tight, to be honest. Ooh, but the exit is not too bad, so let's see where Mike Rolander still will stand up towards first, to be honest. It's going to be provisionally 7th on the grid.
It's going to be provisional 7th pole.
7th pole, yeah.
7th pole.
So Nick Meadow is also crossing the line. He's going to be 6th in his particular, for the moment anyway. And we've got the top 10 currently separated by within a second, so that's not too bad, really.
And the top 17 separated by 56 seconds.
Oh,
that's pretty good.
Yeah. We saw. Yeah. It's another guy there.
Wait, who's that inside? Oh no.
What? What have you noticed?
It was Evan.
It was Evan, yes.
Oh dear.
Why do you think that Fizzy mentioned it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, next Finnish guy on the track is Sansuke. Very, very interesting car to watch as well. I mean, all the Finnish drivers in this league are pretty much, interesting to watch because they're all fast, apparently.
It's because they're not Norwegian.
Oh, come on. Hey, I'll show you. I'll come back driving next week and I'll win every race apart from, faster times.
Apart from the ones that we do in
I
Assetto
will
Corsa.
convert them to Norway.
I win all the races
I'll
apart
make
from
it
the
an
ones at Assetto
invalid.
Corsa.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Take it.
Right. Anyway, Sansuke coming into. Well,
Oh yeah.
Already coming up to Rivage now. And he didn't have a slide so far, so it's been a pretty solid lap from him here so far. And there we go now. Phil, what are your expectations from this qualifying session? No, from the race in general?
Well, the first expectation is that it actually, does happen. That would be, it's a good start. And then, I have no idea what pace techs have. I mean, when we were looking at it last week, it looked like the same sort of people are up there. So I expect a very similar race to what we were hopefully going to get last time, which would have been amazing. And as I say, in these cars, Spa's a little strange. It's a very large circuit for such a small and underpowered car. But theoretically, we should be getting lots of cars side by side all the time.
Yep, definitely. I don't know, Fizzy, from driving these cars, how's the slipstream? Can you make assumptions to that already, or is it like to,
Obviously, go over the Imola 2 weeks ago. I can't really remember too much of the slipstream effect. I don't think it was really, it's not quite what we see on iRacing, for example, as Sansuke has completely bottled up the bus stop there. But this track definitely will show us, give a better example, I think, of the slipstream effect, especially when the cars are close together at the start of the race as well. If other open wheelers are to go by, you could likely see the guy on pole being far from pole by the
Yeah, definitely. To Tom Bridle we go, the pole man from last week, from the race that never happened, as Keith Camilleri only goes 11th, while Terry Gretsch only goes 19th, so that's not very good. And Tom Bridle goes 5th, and that's 6/10 off Bernard Veller for the moment. As I'm trying to find... Oh,
is it the last group now coming out? Yeah,
it's the last group of 3.
28 drivers.
Yeah.
We have Exited, Ricardo Macheda, and Gincha.
Oh, Gincha.
Who is Gincha?
new guy, so let's have a look how he does in this qualifying session. We haven't seen too much of him really so far.
Oh,
He has a very pink and bubbly helmet.
Oh, okay, then. Into turn 1 he goes. Pretty solid, I would say. Maybe not using all of the track there on the exit of La Source. And, that's the wrong camera. There we go. Going on board with him through Eau Rouge and Radion. You know, still spectacular, but not as spectacular as maybe in a fun car where it's basically actually a challenge to go flat out, where here it is just like, yeah, it's flat out.
Yeah.
Here it's just a hill.
Yeah. Very steep hill though.
Very steep hill.
Oh yeah, he's very cautious on the entry there into. And he's also lagging a little bit, so hopefully that is only him and not the server actually making some shenanigans once again, because that would be a little bit disastrous, really.
Well, Exted looks like he's going around all right.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, exited someone on bridge, which I'm really curious of what he's gonna do, because obviously he was one of the fastest guys back in season 2 when it was the last time we were on, you know, in an open wheeler, and then he struggled throughout the next seasons, and then last season he came back and actually won some races in the Audi TT Cup and challenging, like, was the closest challenger to who was it? To Race Fanatic.
I mean, accident. It'd be a bit annoying for him though if we actually finally managed to get a hold of the GT car at the end of the Audi league, and then we back in an open wheeler. But if he's have 3 seasons to go by, he could well be up there.
Yep, definitely. I was a little bit worried that he might catch Gincha here on this lap, but he doesn't. So that's very good for Gincha's and Exited's lap, really. Let's see what these final 3 do in this qualifying session before we go into the race.
Will the best be awkward again? No, that looked like a good apex for him.
Yep, definitely.
He caught the bus on time.
Yeah.
And he goes 6th fastest. Gincha goes 22nd, but 6 is not too bad really for Exited. And where goes Ricardo Machera in the background? That is P number 22 for Ricardo Machera, just knocking Gincha down into 23rd. And yeah, I'm really happy that we see the top 12, so basically almost half the field within 1 second. Okay, apparently that's not exciting. Okay, sure. And Phil, do you want to go quickly for the top 10 before you go and do your most important role here tonight?
It's my only role. I'm just not going to talk and let you two do it. I'm just going to be here.
Okay.
So, right. So on the grid we have Bernard Vella on pole. I didn't see the lap, but I imagine it was incredible. And then Matt lines up in second. Matt showing some good form there. Laxo in third, slightly higher than where he was last time, I believe, when we tried this. I think he was in 5th or something. I'm not sure. I don't pay attention. I should. We had Cece Voima in 4th, Tom Bridle 5th, Exited 6th, as we just saw. Jeff in 7th with Nick Nido 8th, Gvintin in 9th, and Mike Rolander is 10th, although appears not to be in the session for me. So
yeah, he's just disconnected him on my screen, so that's not very good.
I'm going to go be a brum brum.
Brum brum.
Slowly.
Have fun doing the brum brum.
Doing the brum brum in the slowness.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna go through the rest of the grid really after the car's actually rolling, because yeah, my overlay is always like not really working.
Didn't look like the easiest task you had there by changing cars correctly.
It's like that every single time at the start of the grid. But anyway, we pray that everything goes right today, that we don't have to do any server restarts, don't have to... Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Steve Hall, you just nailed it, really. And to mention, we're gonna start the race into the bus stop, so this flying start will be not on the start-finish straight, but actually before that.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, they're starting the race through Langemont?
Yes.
Kind of.
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
Interesting. Why?
I'm not entirely sure, but maybe because his lap is a little bit long.
Well.
Anyway, lights are out and nothing is happening apart from me retiring and Phil driving to the front. So yeah,
I think a start into bus stop is going to be more dangerous than into the source, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree. But we have the best drivers here on Assetto Corsa, so what could go wrong, really?
I'm not here, so what are you saying? But yeah, starting the formation lap now, and it'll be an interesting race, 1 hour long, of course. And as we have said, pray for no lag, because I would kind of like the season to actually start next week when I'm back. To be honest, these pre-season races, how they fell into place there has kind of worked out quite well for me, because I couldn't be here last week, I couldn't be here as a driver this week. But yeah, from next week I should be back, so it would be nice to get the season started, because I am quite excited to get some proper racing going in this car. Had a bit of a messy first pre-season race, really. Pace wasn't too bad, but I found it in this car quite easy to make mistakes. Like, it was relatively hard to be consistent. Maybe I hadn't practiced quite enough, really, for what I really should for a league race. But yeah, I was in more mistakes than I usually do on most games.
Yep. Seems like that Minecraft is back in the session now, so that's very, very good. He's in 10th currently, so Mr. Alcon is in the 11th, and then we can, I guess, just go down the grid and see how everyone is really doing. Then we got Brandon Tabone with no livery. I'm not sure if that's my mistake or if that's the Skin Pack's mistake. In my opinion, it's not my mistake, but
I haven't seen the name before, so maybe it's a new edition. That hasn't quite.
Oh no! He was there last week as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay, last week.
Yeah. Then we got Keith Carineri, a little bit far down, to be honest, for his stand, I have to say. Then Silver Arrow, David Siska. Then we got Dazzy Oz, Fox. His team a little bit further up. Obviously, in 9th is Quintin. 8th, sorry, is Quintin. We have to obviously disregard Phil's position there at the top at the moment, because he will obviously go to the pits at the end of the lap as the pace car. Then Sansuke very, very far down, obviously because of the bus stop we saw.
I remember.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to follow him through the field at least.
Definitely. Dangerous didn't have time to scratch in the 19th and 20th. And yeah, I mean, race is long. Even in a position like Sansuke is in at the moment, there's nothing lost really. He can still get a really decent result if he keeps it on the track and makes these moves. Yeah. I guess.
Indeed. And then we got, how do you even say the name?
Machera.
Oh, it's
Machera.
Missing out the A there on the overlay. It confused me really badly.
Yeah.
Gincha, of course.
There.
Yeah, fair enough. With his bubbly helmet, as Phil pointed out. Meeksta in 24th. Evan is not last. That's interesting.
No, because Lumen, Iceberg, and Nostra did actually not set a time at all.
So.
And let's have a look then, because Phil is already up into this a bit into the distance, and we will have a flying start very, very, very shortly, whenever Phil calls it, because Phil is going to be, basically like give the green flag out. And then we will see some racing here around Spa. I'm very excited. I'm scared for many, many reasons.
Yeah. Will they crash into each other? Will they lag into each other? Will they all survive the bus stop? I think I'm not sure what is less likely here, to be honest. But it will be. I'm not predicting every car to get scot-free through the bus stop, I must say.
No, definitely not. But hopefully we'll have a clean start and a clean serve out here for the second pre-season race. When are the cars going?
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Brendan Vella has started the race, and Matt is trying to go up the inside, but he has decided against it. And as all the cars are flying down into that side-by-side between Laxo and Matt out of the bus stop chicane is so close. But I think apart from that, there's nothing really been too much. There's a little bit of a gap after Zizou Weimar, but Laxo now challenging for the lead even.
Yeah. And Laxo up the inside, is he?
Yeah.
That's forcing Vela out wide a little bit, but not too wide. And I think not quite side of the Rouge. Sure. Phil is back and excited to see some potential side-by-side action down to what's to come. Oh, they are going to go side-by-side here.
Side-by-side for Rouge. Ooh, it's... Laxo been pushed off slightly. Matt has to go off the throttle, but they managed it somehow. Ooh!
Uh-oh, 3 wide.
3 wide for the lead.
Tom Bridle clapping his hands together with glee, hoping this all goes to absolute hell. But no, they've done it. Look at that, they've all sort of rotated around.
And
Yes.
Matt into the lead.
Wow. Go, Matt. Ow. Don't do that.
Almost fell off my commentary box chair here.
Whoa! Very, very late on the brakes there from Matt. Tom Bridle up into 4th, so he got rid of Zizou Voima and some other cars really in the background there. Jeff into 6th, Quinton up to 7th, so gained 2 positions at the start did Quinton. And then we've got exited. Oh, we've got some more side-by-side action. Laxo went past Brandon Vella there. Brandon Vella, that's not Bernard Vella, there we go. And exited the Zizou Voima, caught up to this group again.
Racing.
Phil is not quite into commentary, is he?
That's... Oh, Quinton's gone round.
Oh yeah, he has.
Although, be careful with the rejoin. Oh, someone else, I think that was... He must have had contact with Exited, perhaps, because Exited is also slow.
Oh yeah.
And... There you go, yeah, Exited speeds back up, so it was him letting him through. As, oh, look at that, Bernard's right behind Lexo now. Coming up. Battle for second, coming up into Blanchimont.
Side by side, most likely into Blanchimont. From Tom Bridle, he's got the better run though, so he might be able to get past Laxo, but Laxo trying to actually make a move now on Vella here into the bus stop chicane.
He's going outside, there's the inside for the second part. He won't have the greatest exit though, unless he forces. Yeah, look at that. He's caused Bernard to sort of have to not be on the throttle straight away, which is going to compromise him potentially from Tom Bridle, although Tom Bridle's going to get boxed in. Bernard's going to have an inside line here for turn number 1.
Going to defend that position.
Notice nothing. Satsuki was up to 12th from 19th. He had gained 7 positions on the first lap, but he's dropped down to 27th now at the bus stop, I assume, for some reason.
They're going to go side by side through Eau Rouge again. Round number 2.
Oh! Oh, they did it again.
This time,
unbelievable.
This time Laxo does not get forced off, but same situation. There's a third car coming. This time it's Tom Bridle. Oh, he has to back out of the throttle there. Still getting the slipstream. He's now faster than Laxo is. He's going to have to back out again. As Bernal sweeps right round the outside and chops Laxo's nose off.
Yeah, very surprising to see that. Very, very good battling though up the front here for the first few laps really. Brilliant going seeing side by side action through Eau Rouge twice in a row now. Laxo with a huge twitch there.
Oh,
See any lag though? That's one positive.
Yes, we made it through the first lap.
We're actually getting some racing this week. It's amazing. Oh, it looked like he was going to lose it through that corner, and he is off the track.
he did. He sort of half lost it, caught it, half lost it again, and then caught it again. And losing a whole bunch of positions, although, man, 7th place is all the way back down there, so he's not losing too many. Oh, going around is Jeff.
Oh,
Must have caught the back of something, or
Yeah,
locked the brakes.
probably
but,
Zizou Voima it was.
This has got a decent. Yeah, it's kind of an awkward place, although because it's off the racing line, so it's not too bad. Oh, Exit's going around again in the similar sort of place.
Oh, there's
and
someone else as well. Dangerous Ginetta. Maybe that contact or something, I don't know, but then...
oh, don't do that! He just tried to turn around as Janessa tried to go past on the grass. Obviously, I don't blame him for not seeing him there, but that was... oh, that's going to make matters even worse.
Yeah, definitely. Moving up to 3rd place once again. Zizou Voima now against Tom Bridle. Tom Bridle later on the brakes, and he's going to defend that position to Zizou Voima. So very, very good battling there. As Laxo is down to 5th, obviously, after that mistake. As we're going to have some side-by-side action between Fox, Silver Harold, who is that? That is Terence Gretsch.
And Siska coming in as well.
Now it's Siska as well. There's a three-car battle coming up into turn 1 here. Surely someone's going to back out.
Oh, first laps. I still need to get used to
Look at that. Silver Arrow does a nice job to hold on to that position. He was in the middle. That's usually one of the more difficult places to be. Because you've got cars on both sides, and yet he still managed to hold it. So good stuff from him.
Behind there. I don't know who that was, but yeah, that's yours.
Dazioz and Meekster. Yeah, Meekster doing the business. Now Quinton's going to have a huge run on Dazioz here. And he's going to get the slipstream with the car ahead potentially, although he moves across to give it back to Dazzy Oz. So that could be side by side between these guys, and there's a 3 wide up somewhere as well. Those guys against Zeddy and David Siska. Terence Scratch, is it as well? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
These green cars getting into all the action so far in this race.
Yeah, it seems.
And now they got together, so they're going to continue having action, but this time with each other.
Very, very good battling here in the first couple of laps. Zillian has to, you know, let Terence Scratch by at for the moment, but there's a huge change everything down from David Siska down to who is that? Jeff in 18th. It's just
Jeff there, yeah. Jeff after a spin, he's now got a whole line of cars that he's sitting there thinking, right, I can take all of these. He's got his afternoon cut out now. Oh, as I say that, he's got his afternoon cut out even more because he's just gone round again.
At the same corner.
Same corner. Brake. Yeah. He's just losing it under braking there, it seems. Speaking of someone losing it, Zedian. He's going. Oh, everyone does a great job to avoid Zedian there. I have no idea how there was no contact. Stay where you are. There, yeah. You got space now. Go. Oh, maybe not. Just keep waiting. He's having to wait for so long. If he was able to get it in gear just that little bit early, he possibly could have made it.
Yeah.
So we have Kvintin versus Berserkmere again, and David Siska chasing down Terence Scratch. It's Kvintin on the outside coming into the bus stop.
He's holding it, so at least I can't turn really, but it's pretty similar exit out of that section. So let's see how they go down the pit straight into La Source. Kvintin again round the outside, and I think he actually is still in front. Is he?
Oh no, are we going to see another side-by-side in Rouge?
Possibly. Possibly. As whilst that was happening, Laxo passed Sisifuma. Sisifuma is now fighting back. Coming down Ycoms, he's got the run, and he's possibly going to have the move done back again. It's kind of the problem with trying to pass into turn 1. You should then have that whole run down into Ycoms to have to try and fend off the car behind.
Yeah. And Sisifuma going back past, so very, very interesting. Oh, Mr. Alcon is side by side with Microlander.
That's an interesting one. Microlander has such a good run on the outside there. Was able to just storm past Mr. Alcon as Keith Camilleri watches.
Keith gains a number of positions. Oh, with someone down as Evan round, down into 23rd now. Oh, there's someone else. It's Nostra. Yeah.
So Nostra and Evan, don't know if they had it coming together, but having some trouble there. And Sansuka dropping down again. That's Sansuka. He had gained another 9 positions from his previous
I was just watching exited past Evan, and at the same time they drove straight past a stranded Sansuke on the inside of the Rivage corner.
Oh man.
I think he's out of it. He looks very out, unless he's just sitting there waiting to rejoin, like we saw.
Maybe he just wants to have some really good seats.
Well.
Oh no.
Like I said, like so many individual mistakes happening. It's like what I said as well.
They
like,
really are.
How I felt in previous race 1 was really easy to make mistakes. The car feels easier to drive, but all of a sudden you just lose control a little bit inconsistently, I would say at times. So it's clearly catching some people out through the through the medium speed corners. It seems.
Yeah, so most of the medium speed are anywhere where you're sort of like slightly braking and turning at the same time. It seems to just be sending the rear round. Seen it a few times, Ravage and especially in Tefania with Jeff, who side by side now with VSR Iceberg.
Oh, where is VSR Iceberg? Oh, yeah, there we go.
Here we go, Laxo versus Sisu Voima again. This time Laxo does not attempt the move at turn 1, and so therefore he will have the run down. Although he's a bit close. So is this going to be a side-by-side through a Rouge? Oh, it's Sisu Voima playing the tactics here. No,
they're
both playing the tactics. They're both playing a tactical fight here, wanting to be behind coming up into this corner.
To be honest,
that's very reminiscent of Alonso versus Hamilton in 2013 at Montreal.
Yeah, the slipstream must be quite powerful, and if they just clearly don't want to be behind going onto the straight there, and you can see it there. I think he might have misplayed it slightly. We'll see. Nice. No, he takes it on the brakes.
Interesting, yes. Sisu Voima doesn't attempt to go defensive there.
Yeah.
Maybe he knows.
And they're both losing a bunch of time to the top two, just gone really, which is probably, you know, in favor of what Physics really wants to see from Matt, who's currently leading the race.
Yeah, but Benavella is closing down very slowly, I've noticed. He was over a second behind for most of the race so far, but now he's within.
Are you telling me that Fizzy Fan 91 might have some bias?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only
Very much
because
so.
I'm a driver this season. I'm only here as a guest.
Right, that would look then. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to say C1 will look close, but Exted is close to Nick Meadow, and Dazios is close to Exted. Oh, as I say that, Dazios has a bit twitch through no name. So Exted now on Nick Meadow. Nick Meadow finally needs to go defensive into Puon. Can Exted hold it around the outside of Puon? Probably not. Here we go for the cut back in, get a nice run coming down to the Fanyas perhaps. Well then Nick Meadow looks set on going defensive, although Exted sneaks through a small gap as Nick Meadow then has to leave the room. And is that going to be the pass complete? Oh, it's going to be close. Wow, so close between the two of them.
Gincha in the wall.
That's a death.
That is a death.
Look very heavy and on his debut as well.
Not really good, but the battle here for P number 17, sorry, seems to continue. Nick Meadow might have a run here again on the run to the bus stop chicane.
That seems to be the case. Is he going to miss it? Oh, lifts off, I think, a little bit. Matt's just wanting to set himself up. There's someone off over there.
Oh.
That's Tom Bridle.
There's
and
contact.
that's Exted. Oh no, that's both of them, and Tom Bridle had gone off as well. So that's a lot of cars just randomly off at the bus stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Bridle's dropped all the way down to 16th.
Yeah, that was obviously after a spin we saw like 2 laps ago into what was it?
I think he had another one into the bus stop.
Oh wow.
There's Silver Arrow and Poix go side by side.
The Silver Arrow already through, it seems like, anyway.
Poix is going to try and get some more slipstream. Although I think probably just bump draft in there a little bit. And Silver Arrow's going to take that position quite nicely. And who's that ahead? Brandon Tabone.
Yeah, Brandon Tabone in a white car. Is that for you white as well?
White as well, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Exceedingly American.
Could be. It's good, by the way, to see Silver Arrow back into the top 10. Really, I've missed him there. After last time we were here in the open wheelers, he was doing quite well. It's not seen him so really that often in the Audi TT Cup, for example. But yeah, good to have him back in the top 10 for the moment.
It's always good to have Silver Arrow up and around.
He's cool.
Well, I'm glad you didn't disagree. That would have been awkward.
Well, you know, I'm only a guest there, so
I really
thrown
hate
out of the
it.
commentary box. So would have been ideal. I'll keep my controversial statements till the end of this one.
It seems like though that Mattis was able to pull a gap a little bit again on Bernard Vella. It was 9/10 2 laps ago. Now it's back up to 1.2 seconds as there was a pass going on. Keith coming past Mr. Alcon.
Oh yeah.
Oh! See the
side by
Weimar
side
round.
still. Ooh.
No, that was not. Oh!
Contact.
Oh my goodness! Oh, the bus stop is
Contact.
catching so many people
Check
out,
up.
and they catching
Everybody
them
checking
out
up.
again.
That's a huge checkup. Considering we're on to lap 8, that's a lot of cars that are all together that have had a check up because of that incident. They've all had a little bit of contact in there, but now they're all together, so that's always fun.
Oh man.
Terence Gretsch there with his teammate just ahead. And the rest of them, Silver Arrow, Poix, and Brandon Tabone, all still together.
Brandon Tabone up to 6th now even. Brilliant race from him so far. And there's no side-by-side action, no Fox just about not staying behind.
It's Keith actually, Keith coming on the charge. Oh, he's on the grass a little bit. Is he going to have the run on 2 cars here? He's got the run on Poix. But now he's going to hopefully close, for him he's going to close Poix in. That's boxed him in. Now he's got the run on Silver Arrow right down the inside. And Keith takes 2 positions.
Oh.
And he's wiggled. He saved it, but that's going to give Silver Arrow a chance here. try to throw it around the outside. Nope, door shut firmly. Goes defensive, does Keith Camilleri. Down into Rivage. Box just sitting, watching.
Oh! Silver arrow a little bit wide, and that gives Prox a better run through. Norman, will he go up the inside into Puhon? And he will do that. Let's see if he can make it stick. And yes, he does.
Yeah, now Silver has got to be wary of Terrence behind.
Oof.
Is he just going to go back down the inside of Fox, perhaps? This is a close one.
But he's not quite able to do it. But this battle will definitely be very, very interesting to watch over the next couple of laps.
I'm surprised that is not a slowdown really, because it was very wide coming out of that corner, but it seems to be carrying on full speed down the back straight.
Didn't they tell you they only installed the slowdown mechanism on your car?
Well, yeah, well, that's why we did win 2 weeks ago.
That's what it is.
That's the main reason, I would say.
That's Silver Arrow has the inside on Box, so they sort of just have to trade in the inside line on different corners over the lap.
So we complete lap number 8 of this race. That means we are not even a third through, so still a lot of racing to go in this race.
That's what we like to see from a race, really.
Yes, definitely.
But no side-by-side up through a Rouge for the second lap in a row. This is very disappointing now. We need to say that, guys, but at least we're going to see some side-by-side again. As well, every lap we've seen several side-by-sides down this straight, I think, and it does bode well for this car as being a good and close car to racing.
And Fox is going back, past Silver Arrow here. Although they're still side by side, Silver Arrow hanging around the outside. And they're still side by side. Terrence trying to go, did a sneak hit there, steal the position there from Silver Arrow, though it's not quite over yet. And Terrence might have a look down the inside, but no, Silver Arrow keeps the position really. Very, very good battling in this group as Meeks is catching up again. So wow. Seems like that Brandon Tobone and Keith Camilleri definitely are making a gap here to this group here behind due to all that battling really. And Laxo is obviously free now of Cecil Voyman. Microlander having a fantastic race so far in P4.
Wow. And to think that he only just made the start of the race as well with his disconnection on the grid.
Yeah, good that he made it for his sake.
Definitely. Must be the most lonely track. Oh, my lonely car, I should say. But those guys are not lonely because they're having some fun off the track with each other.
That was Quintin and Tom Bridle, and Tom Bridle going all the way over the grass now. Let's see where he's coming around again. That's Evan again spinning, almost into the wall. Just about avoided it. Well done there. But he's back down to 19th now as well. Tom Bridle led down to 18th, having an absolute shocker of the race. Matt setting the fastest lap of the race. 1.6 seconds his gap to Bernard Veller at the moment. 2:23, never mind Cecil Vollmer going at 10 faster, 2:23.8. And he is catching, obviously, Microlander a little bit here.
Oh!
What do you see?
I got a little bit of a jump there. It scared me a little bit.
Oh!
I was watching Pox on board.
Yeah.
At going down into La Source. I was on board with him. It looked like he was just following Silver Arrow into the corner, and then all of a sudden he got a huge hit from the rear and spun all the way around and taken out by someone. I'm not sure what happened. I think he looked like he was braking just a little bit early, just to keep it so that he could have a nice run on Silver Arrow coming up into the Kemmel Straight and into the Lecombe. But obviously the car behind perhaps caught out by it and crashes right into the back of it and spins him out.
It's very, very unfortunate. Fox, who had such a good race so far, running in the top 10.
Oh, leaks to spun.
Yeah. lots of spins, lots of individual mistakes we see here in this race so far. It seems like this car is really treacherous around some corners on this track.
I'm surprised, like, well, actually, after driving it 2 weeks ago, I'm not really surprised, but like, I wouldn't have expected this many, you know, drivers making mistakes on their own, as we see off track again. But yeah, it's really so far a race of who can make the least mistakes, apart from the top two maybe, because they haven't really made any mistakes and they are sort of trading lap times. But everyone else, it's, you know, everyone had some kind of problem at some point, it would seem.
Yep, definitely. Even Keith Camilleri didn't come through so far, but I don't think he has done really, well, he's not really done too much wrong here so far in this race as Keith Camilleri, apart from qualifying where, you know, it was not really brilliant. But he's now up into 7th, and it seems like he's catching Brendan Tabone a little bit here the past couple of laps.
He's sort of been trading back and forth, back and forth. He's been trying to get the move done for a while now. Brandon feels the need to defend there. He's kind of defending a bit of fresh air. And that's going to give Keith a run out at a bus stop here. And theoretically, he can get close and then set up a move coming down the Kemmel Straight.
Yep, I just saw Sisu Voima having another fastest lap there, so he's definitely on the move.
Yeah, pretty much everyone in the top 8 setting personal best there on that lap as well, so people starting to find their pace a bit more.
Yep. Interesting thing is, will we see pit stops during this race? Question mark.
I believe so. Speaking of pit stops, Meekster looks like he's in the pits.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen a couple of cars in the pits. I've tried to remember back. Yeah, I don't think the fuel tank is big enough really to make the whole distance. So yeah, I think we'll definitely see one pit stop minimum for everyone, just to make the end.
Oh, Ricardo Machera standing there at the end of the bus stop. That drops him down a few positions. Tom Bridle unfortunately disconnected a few minutes ago. Sansuke with another fastest lap of the race, so he definitely has got the pace, but unfortunately not the cleanness in his race, in his qualifying session, everywhere really, to be up the front. And it's so close between Matt and Brendan. I was Brendan Vella. It's Bernard Vella. It's Brendan Tabone and Bernard Vella. Get into my head, please. Thank you. But apart from that, really,
Bernard.
But apart from that, really, Sisu Voima will catch Micronon definitely in the next few laps here, if he continues what he's been doing in the last couple of in the last couple of laps. And Keith is still not past Brendan Tabone, so it's definitely something maybe Keith should consider maybe pitting earlier or something.
I'm hoping we won't see a T-bone on Tabone, even though that would be hilarious.
Oh.
Seems like that's the closest battle on track, although we saw just some Ricardo Machera and Gincha and...
Oh, don't spin in front of him!
Oh no. Quinton.
It's fine.
No, it's not fine. Sansuke just gained 3
Silver Arrow pits.
Silver Arrow in the pits. First guy in the top 10 to pit. And we will see... Yeah, in that case it's a fuel stint, and it's going to be interesting if people take tyres or not.
What I'm interested in is also as well, has Sansuke pitted?
Can you figure that out maybe in the menu or something? Is that possible?
I'll find out.
Alright, that would be brilliant, to be honest.
It's hard to say with Sansuke. We did obviously see him having when he had his second mistake, he dropped all the way to the back again, but I'm not sure really. I mean, it wouldn't really surprise me too much if he has pitted, because we know how fast he can be.
I definitely agree, to be honest. And someone has just going backwards.
Oh,
there was someone going backwards in the pits. What was that? Was Sadian? It was Sadian who's going with all the way back to the pits.
In the pits. Oh no!
Basically, they've Christian the catched round Daytona.
Well, it looked like his pit box was right at the start of the pit lane, so it's like if you're not 100% focused, when we go out, and especially if you don't know where the pit box is, then easy to get caught out.
Just noticed, Keith Cavallari is finally past Brandon Tabone, and David Siska is pretty close now behind them in 9th position. So definitely someone to watch out for. David Siska on the move, it seems like.
And it's all over. Mr. T-Bone doing the fun chicane. That's going to be his nickname from now on. I'm sorry if he doesn't like it. You can change it for next week if so. But it's a good exit for David Siska onto the back straight, and I think he will get some lovely lift. It looked a little bit understeery, but he didn't have to lift, so that's good. And this should be some side-by-side lunch rolls.
Let's see if they can do it. And I think David Siska's made up the move. Yes, there we go. Brandon Tabone might come back at him though in the bus stop. Around the outside, but David Siska later on the brakes. Can he slow it down? Can he hit the apex? Yes, he can. Oh yeah, Brandon Tabone very, very cautious there. David Siska up into P number 8.
Something tells me that Sansuke has pitted. Fox is in the pits. I mean, he's just out at the moment. He's just running behind Silver Arrow.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. If Sansuke can go to the end from here, that would be actually a top 10 contender really towards the end of the race, because Silver Arrow was running in that top 10.
But obviously Sansuke may just be there because he had that little bit of a sit down at the inside of Rivage. He was there for a while, so perhaps he hasn't pitted. I don't know. I couldn't find out. I can see recently who's pitted, but not further back than lap 7.
It seems like Silver Arrow had a very, very long pit stop though, because Prox is now coming out of the pits and he's way ahead.
Oh yeah, he really is.
So I'm not sure what's going on there.
I'd be surprised, to be honest, if Sansuke pitted before lap 7. That seems a bit too early, in my head anyway, to be able to make the end.
Yeah.
So I guess we can only wait and see on that one.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Side-by-side action. Nick Meadow and Iceberg. And Nick Meadow, I think, defending that position for the moment. Uppala. A little wiggly there. But managing to stay ahead. Yeah, Iceberg, who was very, very strong in the first season race. Obviously didn't qualify now into P15. Almost halfway through the race. So definitely some progress from him. Let's see.
There is some progress, but he's about 50 seconds off the lead, so...
Wow, yeah.
Whoa!
That's wide.
Very wide indeed. And yeah.
It's a mid-sentence drink there for Chris.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing has changed. Still Nick Meadow sitting there, just ahead of Iceberg.
Matt in the pits.
Laxo pits.
This is crucial.
Yeah, Matt and Laxo in the pits. Bernard Vella carrying on this.
Microlander in the pits.
Ooh.
This is the halfway point, so they're obviously deciding halfway point, perfect point to pit.
Yeah. After 12 laps, Sizoroma carrying on, and is Keith Camilleri going to carry on as well? Terence Gutch's teammate is going into the pits. Let's go carrying on, and let's see. Microlander, let's go on board. And Matt is moving. Laxo is moving, and Microlander is moving as well, so nothing really changed in the pit order between those, and Matt is coming out in P number 4. Wow. Ahead of David Siska, that's crazy. So very short pit stop there for Matt.
It's weird. Everyone seems to have added around the same amount of litres, 38 litres. Unsurprisingly, most people taking about the same. Apart, Matt took 42, so he took a little bit more.
Oh.
A couple of others taking 40, but Matt took the most out of sort of that group.
Interesting. So it's going to be interesting when Bernard Vella pits next lap. What there's going to be, that is Laxo going past Mr. Alcon, who has not pitted yet. Easy move there for Laxo now into in some clean air as well. Only 5 seconds now behind Matt. And that is way less what we've seen before, really.
A bit shaky through that corner. But yeah, Laxo is it's not having quite the race that we're used to seeing from him, really. the usual Laxo that I'm usually watching would have been up there with Matt and Bernard.
Yeah.
He's again sliding through the ground.
Yeah, I think also something is crooked with Laxo's steering angle in game. That's just not how it should be, really. I think the spectators and the spectator cam is messing up there a little bit. But anyway, that's just how it is. Iceberg going past Nostra. I don't think either of them have pitted, or maybe Iceberg has actually pitted now. I'm not too sure, but Nostra being passed here.
I think Iceberg was relatively far down, although Nostra was definitely behind him, so yeah, either Nostra or Nostra might just have caught him up. And here we go, yeah, Vela in the pits.
Now, where is Matt? He's coming through Blanchimont. And yeah, it's going to be interesting, like you mentioned earlier, Phil. Matt took more fuel than the others, so can Bernard Velas jump him in the pit stop phase? Keith Camilleri staying out for another lap. And so is Sisu Voima. So where is Matt? Matt is going past Bernard Vela. He's just coming out of the pits now. And he will come out behind Matt and in front of David Siska just about.
He's not going to have a good run though. He definitely doesn't want Siska to get past him here.
David Siska does not try to go side by side there into, but he might into a ruse, but he might have a run here. Not sure if David Siska's really trying to do this move. No, it doesn't seem like it, and that's very, very in favor of Bernard Vela here. Who has lost a little bit of time. Yeah, he's 1.9 seconds now behind Matt, where it was 1.3 when they pitted. So even though Matt went probably with more fuel, he didn't lose any time at all.
Maybe filling more fuel is quicker.
I'm not sure, Phil.
Interesting theory though. But it certainly hasn't seemed to cost Matt any time.
No, definitely not. And yeah, so who hasn't pitted yet? Season 1 hasn't pitted. Keith Cavalera hasn't pitted. David Siska hasn't pitted. Mr. Alcon still needs to pit. Terence Gretsch, I think, has pitted. I'm not entirely sure. Could be, could be not. Brandon Tabone definitely has pitted. Jeff has not pitted, I believe, and yeah, from there on I don't really know. I think Fox and Silvera have both pitted.
Was Jeff not pitted? I thought Jeff had pitted.
But was he? He wasn't ahead of Fox, was he?
Jeff was very far down after his earlier mistakes, but I don't know if it's really made that many overtakes.
Yeah. We will see, I guess, in the next couple of laps as he's running wide as well. So, yeah, who is close? Fox and Meeks are relatively close on track. Who we have seen battling earlier in this race as well. And Cecil Voima, 2:23.5, new fastest lap of the race. He is getting quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. That might benefit him towards the end of the race.
Keith finally pits.
Yep. Just noticed that. As Matt and Brendan Tabone already went through. Laxo as well. Mike Rolander as well.
Laxo with the fast time, 33.6. Mike Rolander as well with a 23.6. So
wow.
Fast times coming in there.
Yes. Maybe new tyres as well. You never know. Keith Camilleri definitely moving. And where is he gonna come out? He's well ahead of Brendan Tabone. So definitely very, very good. Jeff with the fastest lap, 2:23.4. Oh, there's someone in the wall. Is there someone in the wall? I saw a car in the wall there.
Sure, but there was some side by side there with Asios though. And Sansuke, I think, went past him, or trying to.
Oh, camera, please switch. Thank you very much. Into the bus stop chicane. Sansuke a little bit later on the brakes, and I think he's gonna. Oh, blah, that looked weird from my angle anyway, from our angle. And he is up into peak number 20. Is Sansuke now?
Well, he's making a comeback drive. Oh my goodness, does he? Also with an ultimate dive bomb, and Sansuke just backing completely out of it. Wow.
It's seemingly misplaced from Dazios though. I mean, it's a nice move, but at the same time, it's like he's now got Sansuke coming down on him with the better run.
Neither of them are going to gain from going side by side up there, really.
Oh, but a little bit better exit of Radion, but Stasios is maybe able to get back into the slipstream. No, he's not. After all, maybe Sansuke has the advantage here into the count. And yes, Sansuke through here on Dazios.
Sansuke passes Dazios with Mika Häkkinen throwing the loser sign at him as he drives past.
That's one way to say it. So let's see. I'm surprised. Sisu Voima still not in the pits.
Wow. I mean, he's using the low fuel for all it's worth, I guess.
Yeah, and I still believe that maybe that is also an indicator that Sansuke...
Mr. Alcon does pit though.
Yeah, Mr. Alcon pits. I believe we're getting to the point now where it could be that Sansuke might actually have been in that window on lap 6 or 7 to not go into the pits. Because...
Speaking of Sansuke, he's just spun.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I think Sansuke isn't going to be quite where his pace would have him in this race after all these mistakes. It's a shame, but that's, you know, clearly, as we've seen so many examples of in this race, it's what you have to avoid if you want to have a good result.
yes, definitely. We've seen better from him, so it's kind of uncharacteristic to see so many things happening around him, with him. And yeah, just how it is. The side-by-side action out of the pits. Mr. Alcon getting passed by Jeff. And I think Jeff definitely has pitted then in that case. Like Phil suggested earlier. And Mr. Alcon trying to get past once again with the help of the slipstream. Oh, but that's not what I wanted. That's what I want. Can Jeff throw it up the inside? No, he does not. Mr. Alcon very late on the brakes though. And he's able to make that position for himself for the moment. So definitely very, very good. But Jeff is really, really close. And Mr. Alcon is feeling needed to go defensive into Rivage.
Optimistic attempt here. Even Phil would find it hard to hold it there on the side there, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe he did it before, I don't know.
Jeff. Yeah, Jeff just unable to hang around the outside of Michel because you've got Mika Häkkinen throwing the loser signs at Jeff as he attempts it.
God's sake. Alright. This is probably the closest battle we have on track for the moment. Never mind. Quinton just got past Zedian in the background there for people in the background. Way behind. P number 21.
Sisu Voima in the pits.
Now, I am very interested where he is going to come out. Remember, he is...
Probably on the track.
Yes, but look at where Microlander is. Microlander is way down, so he's definitely going to come out ahead of Microlander. And how far away will he be from Laxo is the question. There goes Laxo. David Sisk in the pits, by the way, as well. There goes, I think that's Evan at lap down. Yes, it is. And Sisu Voima is moving out of the pits, and he is 5 seconds behind Laxo, and he's definitely made up some time. Look at this, 11.4 seconds. He's definitely the fastest guy on the track for the last, I don't know, I would say like 6-7 laps or something has Sisu Voima been. So that'll be interesting if he can make some progress on Laxo, although 5 seconds is going to be quite hard in the last 9 laps.
Nah, that's easy.
Okay then.
You just have to do it.
Just have to do it.
That's what I would have done, obviously.
That's why you're only here, so that we can bring the viewers in without just showing just what utter dominance looks like.
Yeah, I mean, Matt only dominating by 2 seconds is quite disappointing, really. I mean, I would have done it by at least 20.
Exactly.
But,
You just would have done -1 pit stops. Sansuke fastest lap 2:23.1. That is almost faster than the pole lap. It's not going to help him really down in P19.
It might.
And Nostra is the final one as well in the pit. So I guess after that we will have everyone pitted really. And Nostra coming out in P number 24 behind Marvin Sluman, one of the guys who as well did not set a qualifying time. So let's have a look then at the top 10 for the moment. We have got Matt in P number 1, 1.4 seconds to Benavera. That was 2 seconds just a tiny bit ago. Then we have Laxo, 6.6 seconds behind. Sisu Voima, and then Microlanda and Keith Camilleri. That's definitely a battle who we can watch out for now, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, because they might well get some slipstream now towards the bus stop. We've seen many awkward moments in the bus stop so far. Let's hope this is not going to be another one.
Lots of slipstream for Keith Camilleri, trying to go around the outside. Oh yes, it might actually work. Microlanda has to leave him the room a little bit for Twitch there from Keith, and I think Microlanda will maintain the position for now.
Shaky on the traction out of the bus stop, which is obviously very easy to do. The most open wheelers and most cars really have to be careful on the throttle out of there through the next corners. And Microlanda getting a lot of time, but when Keith is nowhere near getting a run on this one.
No, definitely not. Yeah, Microlanda, but this could be a tough one for Keith to get through really. We saw Microlanda having a very, very good pace earlier on in the race as well. The pit stops just, you know, put him down basically behind Sisu Voima. Not sure really if Keith Camilleri really has a pace advantage here over him. It's going to be interesting to see. VSR Iceberg just went past Dangerous Janetta, I think, into turn number 1. And I think it's also going to be safe for the remainder of the straight, as Dangerous Janetta is just too far back to make anything into Le Combe. Yeah, let's have a look then. Behind Keith Camilleri, we had Terence Gretsch, his teammate in GT Omega RPM Esports. Then David Siska in 8th, who's catching up a little bit. It's a very good race for David Siska, I have to say. Something we haven't really been seeing him from too much from him. He's definitely one of the drivers who impressed me the most so far this race. Brandon Tabone in 9th, very good race from him as well so far. Mr. Alcon Jeff definitely in a battle here for P number 10. This is going to be very, very exciting for, well, the last third of this race. Well, a little bit more than third. Less, I would say. Up front though, ooh, that's wide from Matt there. 1.3 seconds. It's gonna get a little bit closer. 3/10 from Benavella again on this lap. As Keith Camilleri just made the move there.
What's it going? Again into the bus stop, and that's very deep for Keith. And let's see, Microlanda again is a bit better on the exit this time, but still not enough.
Well, that's Keith through for the moment, but it's still hard. Well, far from over is this battle.
Oh, that's very late on the brakes. Is this going to be another side-by-side? I think so. It could be. A bit on the curve there is Microlanda. So it's not going to give him as good an exit as he maybe would have wanted, but he's still going to be alongside. I think if I was Microlanda, yeah, just back out of it. I mean, you got to get the front of the top of the roof, surely. A bit awkward, whatever. Just get behind him. And now, if the slipstream is as we think we have seen so far in this race, he should get a run, and he does indeed.
Oh. Side-by-side action then into Le Combe for P number 5. Microlanda around the outside. And he might be able to make that move. Take a little bit of a twitch there though. And that allows Keith Camilleri to retain the position. But this battle is far from over. Far from over. Microlanda seems to be selling on the brakes compared to Keith, really.
He's trying everything, really. Keith is defending, but Microlanda is trying to put himself alongside wherever he can, by the looks of it.
Yep. I definitely agree. Behind them, really, Terence Gretsch and David Siska catching up a little bit, especially Terence Gretsch. So we might have a four-way battle for P number 5 incoming in the next few laps. And for the first time ever since lap 3 or 4, we have Bernard Vella within a second of Matt. And this could be very, very interesting towards the end of the race. They've been so similar on pace, but maybe now is the time that Bernard Vella is just that tiny bit faster. Might be able to. Oh no, it's 1.1 seconds now again. It's again to the bus stop. It was 1.5 tenths. Laxo in the pits.
Oh no!
Is that a stop and go penalty or a drive-through?
Not sure there's any way for us to tell, or he has just messed up the fuel count as he added on his pit stop. But
it could be. It could be. Cesar Bonner going through into P number 3. Oh, there is some major action going. Keep round. Oh, Mr. Alcon. Oh my God. Jeff and Mr. Alcon. McPhilen are waiting, so maybe there was an incident there.
Oh, it's all kicking off. Yeah, David Siska a moment ago was 8th behind that trio that was battling, and he's now up to 5th, just getting all those positions.
Four-way battle then going on for P number 7 now, as 8 now. And there's a potential side-by-side between McPhilen and Mr. Alcon. Oh, Mr. Alcon is going to back out on that one.
Wait, so why is David Siska now up to 4th and Laxo in 6th?
Yeah, Laxo.
Oh, because I have very short memory, as you can see, but yeah, he's come out right in the middle of this group, up ahead with Mr. Alcon first of all. Move on McPhilen as Keith as well, and Jeff is battling ahead.
Oh!
I got very scared for Mr. Alcon there, if Keith hadn't saved that car.
But he made the move stick, and this battle will continue. This is going to be very, very interesting towards the end of the race. And look who is, well, what's also going to be interesting. David Siska is now challenging for P, well, it's now up into P number 4, just going past Terence Gretchen, but Laxo has a task here in front of him to even get P4, and that is from Laxo standards not acceptable at all.
It's I mean, you usually get him in for interviews after the race, don't you? So I guess we have to ask him why he ended up in the pits the second time.
Maybe.
Well, maybe just wanted some more action, because you know he wasn't really going to get any battling where he was. Because I don't think Caesar would have really caught him. No, I think he's gonna.
Nah, it was close though. They were only 2 seconds apart from each other.
I think I just want to get his battle skills tested a bit more in this pack.
And look at the battle for the lead. 5 tenths. Another 4 tenths caught from Bernard Vella up to Matt, and he is so close now. He's 5 tenths. I think he might even have some slipstream now.
Quite sure how far back the slipstream really extends, but yeah, you would think that he will get some of that effect. You know, we don't really know whether any of these have changed tires. Matt potentially with a tiny bit higher fuel load, just because what Phil mentioned earlier, that he added a few liters more than the other drivers had pitted until then. So there's still battling going on back there.
Jeff and Mr. Alcon side by side. Once again, even though Keith is now ahead of them, they still continue to battle. McPhilen a little bit further behind them. Fox is not too far behind them either. As what was that going on? Okay, excellent. Went past Dangerous Janetta. But let's move up to Mr. Alcon again, who's going to attack Jeff for P number 9 once again. Oh, Laxo past Terence Gretch, sorry. To switch around there. Okay, that's done. Let's move back to that action. They're still side by side. And Jeff actually manages to defend that position. Yes, he did. Yes, he was ahead before that. But Mr. Alcon trying to go up the inside. That's very late on the brakes. And just scaring. That's scaring Jeff wide, I think. They're still side by side, but Mr. Alcon is backing out of that one for the moment. Still got to be very close into Puhan. Is there going to be a move into Puhan? I don't think so. No. It's going to be very interesting, and Keith Carineri now starting to pull away from this group.
Kunos, of course, it's he's really gonna have to get a good exit out of no name if we're gonna make a move there. But we're back up to Laxo. Oh! Oh!
Battle for the lead, Bernard Vella, first time side by side with Matt, and this is going to be so fascinating for the last 4 laps, involving Matt as well here around Spa. Once again, this is what we want to see, and this is going to be cracking stuff towards the finish line here of the race. After such a long race, they found each other again. Bernard Vella just catching by a few tenths per lap every single time, and now he is in the pound seat. Now he has the opportunity to get past Matt here on the top of Rouge and Radion on the run into Ycoms to make that move stick and get himself into the lead of the race again. Well, for the first time ever in this race.
Here he comes. Slipstream. Matt definitely wants to defend his position. He's not been second all the race long. There he is, second place, but can Bernard hold it on the outside of the first part of the Ycoms? He's definitely going to try it. Oh, they're very close to touching, but Bernard has made the move around the outside. Matt wanting to go immediately back up the inside, forcing Bernard wide on the next corner as well, but he's done very well to keep his line wide, just about wide enough to not make any contact. And we have a new leader.
We have a new leader now. It's very crucial for Matt. We have seen him doing lots of mistakes in all the races. I just commentator cursed him. That is Matt going round, and Bernard Vella has maybe just been gifted this race win. That's Sisu Weimar going through and up into second place as well.
Drama here at Spa.
What else do you expect from this track?
Well, I was about to ask Phil who he thought would win the battle, but I think it's a pretty clear answer now.
David.
So, Bernard Vella now with clean air. He doesn't have to push anymore. Sisu Weimar 6 seconds behind. And I really have to wonder, Jesus Christ, well, 2:21.9, are you kidding me?
Wow.
2:21.9.
21?
Yes.
We were seeing 23s. That was like the pace for most of the race. That's crazy.
Sansuke, what are you doing? And why are you only down in P1 21? And why are you going side by side with Nostra? No, you're not. Up into P21. But yeah, Sansuke, apart from hitting fast stats, has not really done much this race, apart from and spinning, obviously. Mr. Alcon and Jeff still at it. Oh, that's. Oh, wait. Oh, Quintin off.
The driver has seemingly struggled quite a bit with mistakes throughout the race.
Yeah, definitely. And he's now back down. Oh, they're side by side again. Jeff and Mr. Alcon. Unbelievable battle going on here in the last couple of laps. It's only 3 laps to go. And Mr. Alcon again down the inside. And Jeff holding it around the outside. A little bit of contact there, but luckily nothing major happened. And they are... Huh?
In Ninja saying Jeff got scared by Mick Hackman throwing the loser sign at him as he goes around the outside.
You can make a montage out of this. Oh,
no, don't.
3 laps to go, 2.5 laps to go for Bernard Vella. 5.4 seconds his gap to Sisu Weimar. That has been coming down. I mean, Sisu Weimar definitely pace-wise was the most consistent guy here at this evening. But he just did not have quite the good qualifying and not quite the good start to the race. So he was already 10 seconds down on the leaders after 5 laps. And after that, ever since that, he has been catching. Jeff and Mr. Alcon once again side by side. Jeff making that position again.
I wonder if this is it. I wonder if he's finally done it this time.
Yeah, he has. Quintin and Dazios still very close together in the battle for P number 19. And yeah, apart from that, really, everything's spreading out a little bit once again. But it's really cool to see that after such a long race, we still have battles to watch at. Sometimes, you know, we see with these longer races, the battles sometimes die down a little bit and stuff like that, but really not tonight. We have seen everything. It's not quite over yet, at least for some battles.
The Quintin sort of looked like he's got a run perhaps on Dazios. A bit far back here, but It's in the slipstream and he's closing. Yeah, those two are the closest along with Mr. Alcon and Jeff. They're the closest on track, I believe.
Yep, definitely. And Bernard Vella then. 2 laps to go.
Oh, what's that we got there?
I don't know what that is.
Mats and Sisu Boima. Yeah, lost it.
Oh, Sisu Boima lost it!
Because he's now back down into third place. Sorry, Matt's taking it through. So
potential
Bernard Vella now 10 seconds up the road from anyone else, really.
I just was praising Sisu Boima so much in the commentary to curse the next guy. I'm just gonna stop now. I'm just not gonna talk about any drivers' performances until they cross the line, really.
Don't talk about any drivers.
Yes. Driver 1.
Just walk out of the box.
It's last name versus last name. So that's what I'm gonna say now all the time.
Yeah, so last name is not quite close enough there though. But this could be a potential move for last name into Rouge.
No.
Not really. All the last names are quite spread out.
He's 9/10 behind.
Well, I'm David Croft.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here we go, Quintin and Dazios. Finally, Quintin looking like he's going to have a run. Inside. He's going to have the inside of Blanchemont. He's going to be ahead. Probably even gets to Blanchemont. And makes that move.
Dazios maybe coming back at him into the bus stop.
He will.
Ooh, very close.
It was Dazios earlier that threw it down the inside of La Source. He looks like he's got a good ability on the brakes. There's Sisu Boima now right up behind Matt again.
Ooh, this is going to be so close. Sisu Boima obviously who has been a little bit faster than Matt, who's been leading the race for so long. But yeah. Let's see if Sisu Boima can also make the moves, not only have the pace but also make the moves.
He's got the moves.
Maybe a little bit far back, although nah, he's probably going to close up right to the bus stop chicane here after
he will. He certainly will. Here he comes down through Blanchemont, really close, right up his gearbox. Follows him through, possibly just waiting, yeah, backing out. Smart thinking, because think about what lap it is next. It's the last lap.
He's very far behind though now.
He's very, yeah, that's interesting.
That's almost fuel-saving levels of slowing.
Yeah. He did seem to just back out, like, because I thought he would have been backing out and just waiting, and they crossed the line. Does he think the race is over?
That could be weird.
It's the final lap. Sisu Boima. You should maybe try to pass Matt here if you want to have second place on the cars, but he's too far back now. Coming up for Rouge and Radion once again for the final time. Oh, there's nothing going on there. Let's see if Jeff has really been dispatching Mr. Alcon the last couple of laps, and he's now, well, not too far behind Microlander, but maybe too far back, really, to do anything.
I think everyone's a bit too far away from each other at this point, apart from Dazios and Quintin.
I've been having fun, as per usual.
Yeah. Evan spun again. Why is every single time we cut to Evan spinning?
I think that Bernard might be a bit too far away. Let's see. Where is Bernard on the track at the moment? Okay. So,
No, he's not going to lap Evan a second time, is he?
Well.
I don't think.
He's hoping.
He's hoping. Or maybe Evan is slowing down. No, he's not.
Well, it's a pre-season race. It's for practice purposes mostly, I would say. So,
yeah.
So I'm looking here. Sisu Boima is 6/10 back on Matt. If he can get through these next few corners quicker than Matt, he might still have a chance into bus stop. I mean, there he gained a 10th going through just Puon. He can gain another couple of tenths coming through these next few corners. He's gonna have a chance.
Yeah, but for wiggle there from Matt as well under entry.
Yeah, he's really closed up. He's got the time. This could be close enough. Yeah. Maybe he just wanted to make it more difficult for himself.
Definitely, he's close enough. And Sisu Boima, can he make the move? The battle for P2 is on here on the final lap at Spa for the pre-season race in the Assetto Corsa League in the Formula 4 car. Bernard Vella is going to win the race, but Sisu Boima versus Matt, who's going to win? Sisu Boima is backing out a little bit. And Bernard Vella will now cross the line. Will Sisu Boima have anything to say into the... Oh, well, not!
No, he's just the same thing again. It's interesting. Maybe he's Yeah, maybe he's just decided third's better.
Very, very interesting though. Bernabella, congratulations. What a race. Matt, unfortunately for him, maybe only second. Sizuvoima, incredible pace in P number 3. Laxo, maybe a little bit unexpected down in P number 4, although he seems to be happy with P number 4. David Siska in 5th. Very good race, I have to say. My driver of the day, definitely today. David Siska.
Thank you.
And
not
Terence
me.
Stretch in P number 6. Brendan Tabone. Then we've got Keith Camilleri, Mike Ronander, Jeff, and Jeff rounding up the top 10. And Mr. Alcon coming across the line very, very shortly. There's some crashing already going on. Fox and Silver Arrow, who we have seen in the top 10 earlier, but I think the pit stop phase really screwed Silver Arrow over for some reason. That's gonna come across the line in P number 14, then exited. Oh, what is going on there?
Before the line, guys, calm down. Iceberg and Ginetta. Oh no, Iceberg and...
A lap car.
Oh, lap car. Oh, right.
I'm not sure who that was, but it was a lap car. It was Ricardo Macher. Interesting. So, next guy to cross the line is Sedian in P number 18 it will be. Teammate of Tom Bridle. Yeah, Tom Bridle obviously disconnecting and having a very, very terrible race really after, you know, a decent start to the race really. And yeah, we're waiting for the final few drivers to come through to cross the line. And that might be Marvin Sluman, actually, who will just come out, Blanchimont, and go to the bus stop chicane. And then we can go make a run through the standings and get some drivers. Oh, as well. Well, he doesn't even get the chance to, you know, finish this whole thing. So that's very, very, very rude in my opinion. But let's. Can we do this? Yes. Exit the session. Can we do this? Yes. Yeah, there we go.
It's been exited.
Come on. There we go. Now we can have a look a little bit at the standings. We have got Bernard Vella, obviously, who won the race. Brilliant race by him. And in second place we had Matt, who led the race for, well, I don't know how long, for 23 laps?
Yeah.
Something like that. Cesar Weimar in P3, brilliant race, apart from that mistake we saw towards the end of the race, that costed him P2. Laxo, quiet race, also with a second stop, which we probably have to, you know what happened there. David Siska, for me, brilliant result for him. P number 5, Terence Gretsch in P number 6, Brendan Tabone, Keith Camilleri, Mike Ronander, and Jeff rounding up the top 10. And you can see the rest of the rest of the results there, and you can also see the guys who have been not been racing here today, apart from Fizzy, who's apparently not here.
I'm not here.
Maybe you, because you're reserved. Oh no, you're not, aren't you? I'm not sure.
I can't remember anymore.
You can't remember anymore. That's definitely very, very good to know. Anyway, it is time for interviews, and I would say we definitely get our race winner in, really.
Is that me?
If possible. We're not sure.
Was I the race winner?
No, you're not the race winner. Well, you're the race winner of the safety car, maybe.
I did it.
So, Bernard Vella first, yes? Or has he just... he's just left the lobby. Alright. Then let's go. Well, then let's go with Matt. Really, is Matt there? Yes. Let's get Matt in here because we can, and because the race winner is not really available. So hello, Matt.
Hello.
You're in company of 3 commentators here tonight.
Hi,
yeah, one of my teammates who
We've
happens
asked
not
Fizz
to be
to be
racing.
nice.
Oh, come on.
He's not allowed to be
Come
angry.
on, I'll practice for next week. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
So, Matt, I mean, brilliant race. We always expect great things from you from you at Spa, but you were leading the race for so long. What went wrong the last couple of laps where you lost all that, you know, that tiny gap you had?
Well, that tiny gap I had, I mean, Bernard was just quicker, so he closed that to about 0.6, 0.5. Got on a slipstream down the Kemmel Straight, just went around the outside of me there, nothing I could do about that. And then going round the left-hander without a name, I just clipped the inside of the curb and spun around behind him, let Sisu through. I was then 5 seconds behind Sisu, but Sisu then spun at the bus stop. So I then got ahead of Sisu again, and then he couldn't quite pass me again before the finish.
Yeah, I mean, still though, very promising race you showed there. Definitely very good pace you showed as well. Do you think you can keep that up? Maybe for the start of the season?
I do hope so. I mean, the first race is at Mugello, and that's one of my favourite tracks. So hopefully that should go well. That race. I'm hoping for a podium there anyway, at least.
Brilliant. Well, in that case, Fizzy, do you want to ask your teammate as well something?
Can you teach me how to drive as fast as you, please?
I'm not a very good teacher.
Oh well, okay. I guess I'll have to figure it out. But...
Just practice. I mean, Erty sort of let us side down this race as well, so I'm going to be having some words with him as well.
He's going to let you down the entire season, mate.
I think that's just Scottish, isn't it? Scotland. They don't produce many great drivers. I mean, you got David Coulthard, but he isn't particularly great.
Well, he's not had the best preseason races, but hopefully he can.
Well, he's still getting used to the game, though, isn't he? So I'd sort of forgive him.
So am I, to be fair, but we'll see. I made a bit too many mistakes for my liking as well 2 weeks ago, so I'm hoping I'll be making a few next week.
Yeah, it's just doing the laps and getting into a rhythm. Once you're in a rhythm with the car, it's easy. Yeah. The tyres stay fairly consistent, so.
Alright then, yeah, great talking to you, Matt, once again. Congratulations on second place and good luck for the start of the season, hopefully next week.
Hopefully I can go one better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, on track anyway, we didn't notice any major issues with the server, so hopefully next week we should be on schedule then to start the season.
Good stuff. We'll be looking forward to it.
Lovely, thank you.
Catch you later.
That's right, I'll go and watch the stream back now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, let's get our race winner then, Bernard Vella, who just rejoined the Discord for the interviews, and I think we haven't spoken. Hello? There we go. Hello, Bernard Vella.
Hello.
Oh, Bella, you're a little bit quiet. We're just gonna turn you up a little bit. There we go. I mean, what a race. How... that was a masterclass of consistency in a race where we saw so many mistakes. How did that feel for you?
It was great. Obviously, I had to manage my tires in the first stint because they were overheating like hell, like I had in practice. So it was just a race where I had to manage the tires and wait till the final laps to attack.
Yeah, I mean, you did very beautifully. Did you really think, like, you know, after such a long time where the gap was really, you know, not developing too much, that you could still win the race?
I was holding back at the start because I knew that my tires would overheat, so I just went for the final 6 laps so I can attack him greatly.
Yeah, I mean, you did really yeah, brilliant at the end. Congrats on the win, and I guess hopefully you can keep this up for the next, well, for the start of the season. What are your thoughts about Mugello?
I've already tried the track. The overheating is even worse on the tires, so we'll see. It should be interesting.
All right. Well, good talking to you, and good luck then.
Thank you, mate.
Right, that has been Bernard Vella, and we've got one more in the commentary box for us tonight. That is the third guy on the podium we've got. That is Sisu Voima, and who we were talking to before last season. Hello.
Hello.
So, I was praising your driving quite a bit, really, because you were faster than the leaders for almost the entirety of the race since you've got clean air, and then you're doing that like few laps from the end.
Yeah, it was a good race. Like, I'm a bit pissed off that I did 2 mistakes at the last chicane, so that really cost me the race win. But I have to say the pace is there, so you know.
Yeah. I mean, pretty good battling for you as well in the first thing. What kind of format do you actually prefer? Do you prefer the endurance race or do you prefer the sprint races?
I don't really care. Either it's sprint or endurance, I will race and go flat out throughout the race.
Yeah, well, brilliant to know, really. What are your thoughts on Mugello next week, or hopefully the start of the season, I guess?
Yeah, it's a great track. I have done some practice on it already, but not with the setup, so it felt really good here in Spa, so I think it will suit to Mugello also.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, good race for you today. Pace was definitely there, and good luck for the start of the season next week.
Thanks.
Alright, that has been Season 1. I'm just gonna drag you down to the others again, if I can. There we go.
Down to hell.
Down to hell. So, we have seen some crazy racing here today. I'm a little bit knackered, I'm not gonna lie, really. Conclusions, any final thoughts, any final suggestions, I don't know, things you want to say? Fizzy?
Well, we're gonna get the season start next week, but it sounds of it, because the lag was not there, and the racing was pretty good. It was just that everyone made mistakes, so I think quite a few drivers need to practice a bit more for next week. I'm definitely one of them, because I've only done one race. Actually, 2 races, but 1 race in this car on this game so far, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting next week, Emma.
Yup. Phil?
Yeah?
Final words?
No.
Okay, well then we're gonna close off the stream then. Thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, we are very happy
It's
that
Mugello next week.
it's Mugello. Phil is very excited. I think I'm very excited as well. We had some fantastic races there back in the past in this league as well, and yeah, we will see you there next week. Tune in again at 8 PM on Apex Online Racing here on the YouTube channel, and also don't forget to check out the website apexonlineracing.com. Yeah, thanks again for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye bye.
Hype.